Hello my fellow hunters and welcome to my Elemental Switch X Meta Game version 14 title update 4 compilation template video for Elemental PHIALs for Switch X. In this video I'm showing you the builds for everyone who has access to Nexusmods and yes, made use of the Curious Editor. So these are absolutely min-max sets which are absolutely maxed out, and you can also swap out a few skills. I'm going to show you first the skill names and also talk about which one you can recommend to swap depending on the situation and other stuff. In general, these builds are about up to 20% stronger than console builds, and I have prepared two builds I am showing you here. I have a HP train build and a Comfy build, and the HP train build does about almost 10% more DPS than the Comfy build, but I personally also really like the Comfy build because yes, the HP train set works with a lot of triggerable skills like with Bloodlust and Coalescence and Strife, and it is kinda inconsistent in DPS. It is still decent, most decent of all sets, but it's very inconsistent, and yes, the Comfy set does nearly almost the same damage, and that's I'm personally also really like the Comfy set, but I first show the HP train set because yes, there are a lot of asking for. I first of all just showing you the main skills I've used. Attack boost is level 4 up to 7, always dragon conversion free, with dragon resistance free, protective polish is always maxed out, critical boost is maxed out, furious is always maxed out for 100 additional elemental resistance, which is about 25 additional element. Rapid move maxed out, Wirebug Whisperer is also always maxed out, burst is maxed out, Defiance is level 3. You didn't need level 4 or 5 except you're fighting against Narva or Ibushi, but I think it's level 3 is absolutely okay. Wax is always maxed out, Power Prolonger is level 2. If you play a lot of Grounded Playstyle you can also swap it out, but I think level 2 is very decent and also doesn't interrupt your cycle DPS, or yes, decrease the cycle DPS. Handicraft only level 2 needed. Kushada Blessing or Teostra's Blessing depends on the element you use. Maybe later we got more decos from Narva and Ibushi if they got a Ryzen version. The weight extender is always level 2. We always have Powder Mantle with Element Exploit and Intrepid Heart also always, and Embolden. Because for whatever reason the set searcher didn't show me the optimal combination of decos, but what else? So yes, first of all we're gonna talk a little bit about the HP drain build. So first of all you have to craft 7 different armor pieces, 2 heads, because one head is for Strife and the other head is for any B tier 3 times. So for example 3 times 3 times Embolden, 3 times Wind Mantle, 3 times whatever, Veil of Hellfire, whatever skill you like. Okay. Yes, for the Comfy set, yes, the chest, the gloves and the belt is always the same. And yes, for the train build you need to find almost zeros because you currently can't roll for dereliction, maybe added later, but until that you're all up to the find almost zeros in every train build. And yes, Comfy build is very nice. You also get a better almost set bonus for all elemental resistance +3, which is like +15, because you're using just a full Wild Struck's almost set, which is very, very decent. And yes, first of all we go to the HP train build. I'm showing you the rolls you have to make. Yes, the charm is always a Rapid Move 3, Wirebug Whisperer 3 charm with a slot attach of 2 to 1. So you didn't really have to use Firewalk Whisperer, it's not that necessary for Switch X, but it's very nice to have, and you're on PC, so why not just mod it? You can also use a 3-2-1, but 2-2-1 is just theoretically used. Yes, here are all the augments you have to use. I'm not gonna explain that all, but yes, you can see, just remove all the latent power skills or stamina surge skills. And yes, for the head you roll for Strife, the chest for Polish, the gloves 3 times for Furious, on the belt Powder Mantle and Element Exploit. I didn't colorize that correctly, I'm just gonna do that now. Powder Mantle and Element Exploit. Yes, and on the legs you have Synergy already, Bloodlust and Coalescence. You can see on the spreadsheet also the defense compensation, and if you have some budget left and not enough space for an additional skill, you can roll for additional fire resistance. I recommend fire resistance because there are a lot of fire monsters in this game. And yes, so you can just check it out here. I also now going to show you the skills I have on the set. I didn't calculate them more for the decoration, but I recommend, I just gonna remove them all. These are all templates. I recommend to always use Elembane or Switcher Jewel. But yeah, Switcher is more comfy, Elembane is more DPS, but I just gonna use just a Switcher Jewel free because it's a Switch X exclusive decoration. And yes, for the switch skills I recommend to use a red scroll and a blue scroll. Yes, charge up your resistance effect if the hunt is longer than 4 minutes. You have to first start with the blue scroll. Yes, I just put it in the aerial playstyle. You can use also on both scrolls the grounded playstyle, which I currently prefer, which is a lot more fun. And better also for bursts and consistency, attacking DPS. Yes, so I'm using the grounded playstyle currently. Yes, and if you're doing a speedrun or a very weak monster, you have to just start with the red scroll and then just stay in the red scroll, because if the fight is very short, the thing is you lose a lot of elemental attack because you didn't gain the buff from the dragon conversion skill effect. And yes, that's the reason when you have short runs, just stay in the red scroll. Okay, so first of all, the skills I've on the set. Yes, the armor pieces I've already told you about. 4 times Wall Strucks, 1 time Archfiend. The skills on this armor set are, yes, your elemental attack maxed out, attack boost level 4 with critical boost maxed out. So you can also use attack boost 7 without critical boost, depends on your playstyle. If you go for aerial playstyle, you can max out attack boost and then use crit boost. Weakness exploit maxed out with protective polish maxed out. Dragon resistance, Firewalk Whisperer, Rapid North, Furious maxed out. Defiance was level 3. Burst maxed out with Dragon Conversion. Strife also maxed out, which gives you 20% additional elemental attack. Handicraft for tiny purple shortness management with Power Prolonger, Evade Extender level 2. The Blessing, the Astra Blessing or Kusha Blessing, the Religion level 1. So Red Scroll is better for elemental attack because you gain the elemental religion buff from the red scroll. Coalescence and Bloodlust is one of the greatest synergies currently. Also Embolden, which is like a wait window level 3, which is absolutely crazy for Switch X. Embolden is still one of my favorite skills for Switch X. It's also very good even without agitator because you gain some better dodging and invisibility. Also Element Exploit with Intrepid Horde and Powder Mantle. I am showing you now the augments you have to make on the Wildstruck's helmet. Yes, you sacrifice 2 levels of Power Prolonger to get Strife level 3, and yes, also some compensation for defense +1, dragon resistance +2. On the Wildstruck's chest, 1 level of protective polish with 2 slots increase. Defense negation and fire resistance compensation. On the gloves, you sacrifice Latent Power for a maxed out Furious. Also a defense compensation with fire resistance compensation. On the belt, Powder Mantle and Element Exploit. You're also using the same armor piece on the no drain build. Yes, you sacrifice there for Stamina Surge and also get slot +3. And on the end boss legs, Bloodlust Coalescence combination, and therefore you sacrifice Resentment and also Defense, but also get an additional slot +1. Now I show you the decorations I recommend for a set. On the helmet, Change Rule 4 and Change Rule 2. I also tried to squeeze in the jewels in a way that looks kinda sorted. On the Wild Struck's chest, a Hard Cornerstone jewel with a big ass jumping jewel and a critical jewel too. On the gloves, a Hard Elemental Attack jewel with 2 level 1 jewels, which increases your elemental percentage rate depending on the element. On the Wild Struck's belt, a big ass Sharp jewel with a big ass Hand jewel and an Elemental Attack jewel. And on the end boss legs, a big ass Handicraft jewel with an Embolden and a Tenderizer jewel. You can also use another skill. So you can also increase more your attack boost, but attack boost level 5 is kinda useless because the percentage increase isn't that high. And on our Rapid More 3, by our Whisper Free Jump, 2 Tenderizer jewels and an Imprinted jewel. So we now go to the training area and check out the damage. So I'm gonna open now 100 Pi, let's go. See which skills are activated. So we currently have the HP drain builds. You can see couriers are currently at work. Yes, so if you use the train build, it's most time better to just stay in the red scroll, because if you swap to blue, all your couriers got resetted. So for the HP drain build, it's maybe better to just stay in the red scroll. So we do so we gonna do some attacks. Okay, now we got the sound from the element. This are the elemental buffs we got. We're now changing to the other scroll, and yes, we have 245 water attack and now also trigger burst. So we have 260 water attack, and this Switch X isn't even the strongest elemental Switch X, so 260 flat element is absolutely great. Now we're gonna change our set to the Comfy set, and I'm just showing you the different skills that are different from the first skill. Instead of attack boost 4, we have attack boost 7. Yes, we gonna remove all the HP drain skills. We remove Bloodlust, Coalescence, Dereliction, and Strife. And yes, we just therefore use a head with a maxed out B tier skill, which can be any skill, but in this case I used Windmantle because I'm playing a lot with the counter playstyle for Grounded Switch X, and yes, I just squeezed in Windmantle because the cost is very low because it's just B tier. I'm also first showing you the augmentations you can see here. So it is very similar to the first set. The only stuff which is different are the head and the socks. So yes, for the head it is kinda similar to the first one, but instead of Strife you choose any B tier or just Windmantle. Then the rest is the same, and for the legs you use also the Wild Struck's legs, and it sounds kinda weird, but it is technically better to sacrifice 3-time stun resistance and therefore instead use a big ass stun resistance jewel. I know it sounds weird, but otherwise you got this exactly the same results with just a defense loss of -48, which is kinda useless. So maybe some of your viewers understand what I'm trying to say when sacrificing 3 times stun resistance, because they offer you a lot of budget, and that's the reason. Because therefore, if you just sacrifice the stun resistance levels, you can easily squeeze in Slottage +3 with Weakness Exploit and Embolden. But if you stay that stun resistance just in, you have to sacrifice 4 times defense, which is at the end defense -48. You can only squeeze in Wax and Embolden, and you didn't get the +3 slot, which doesn't matter because we didn't need a big ass stun resistance tool. So at the end you just save when doing it this way 48 defense, which is absolutely great. You can see here also the DPS, which is 441 and 385, so always, yes, charge with blue stroke, then go to red. So the DPS is about 10% lower than with the, yes, HP train build. So I am now gonna show you, I talked about the skills, I'm now gonna, I talked about the skills? Yeah, I didn't talk about the skills. The difference are attack boost 7. We also have stun resistance on this set with Windmantle maxed out, or any B tier skill you want to use yourself. And oh, I forgot to remove the defense boost decoration. And also Blood Rite on the set with Embolden like on the previous set. So you can see it's pretty much similar, but it's more consistent. If I go to the box and, yes, look at the values, they are pretty much the same, but yes, the attack at the Comfy side is also a lot better, and Elemental is a little bit less, but you can't really rely on the stats because they are depending on how much skills are triggered, because there are also a lot of triggerable skills. So we're gonna charge the Elemental conversion with our continuously attacking. And you can see we have a defense of 900, which is absolutely crazy. And also now do some continuously attacking. So we get an element of 228, which is a little bit less than from the other set.
Thanks, buddy.
Gonna just check out the weapon sets, whether I augmented everything okay. Yes, we have Water Attack 5, we have the Void Bringer X, and we also have the level 2 Kushna Blessing, which you can swap out. Yeah, so that's it. You can see on the other side that the elemental damage is by 4 stronger. On this set we got about 220 elemental attack, and you can also get more when slotting in for more or eating Dango for elemental resistance, which I also highly recommend. And on the HP drain build you got 40 element mehr, which is about 260 element depending on the switch X you have, because it's the strongest elemental switch X. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope this video wasn't too long. And there was the icon, so the percentage rate was for the elemental conversion. So thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.